Just some quick tips about the driving test and driving with passengers like a mom or a dad or a friend. Okay, one of the goals when you're driving with a passenger, and this should apply for the rest of your life, is you want your passengers to feel comfortable and confident that you know what you're doing. So, here's some quick tips. One, as you come to a light, start braking early. Now, there's a lot of good benefits to it, but one of them is it will reassure your passengers. And if they're your parents, then they're going to want to know that you see the red light. So just start braking early. A gentle brake press will remind them or let them know that you see the light and you are coming to a stop. Okay, or maybe it's a stop sign situation. And of course, there's many benefits to that. You know, it wakes up the tailgater, lets them know, controls the tailgater. So one is the early braking. Give your passengers a confident feeling that you see the light. So even just a gentle brake press will make them feel, oh, we're starting to slow down. They see the light. And when you are turning, put on your signal early. That way they have time to double check your turn signal to make sure you have the correct turn signal on and you've put it on early. If you are deciding to turn left or right and you're not taking directions, you're just making a decision to turn left or right, put on the turn signal early. Use it all over in parking lots, especially when you back out of a parking spot. People can see you easier when you back out of a parking spot with the turn signal. And also, if you're backing out of a parking spot, your mom or dad might say, well, which way are you backing up? Put on your turn signal. Then they'll say, oh, you have a left signal on, you're backing up to the left. So if you're tired of your passengers saying, hey, are you turning left? Well, just keep in mind, you don't have to actually verbally tell them a lot of times. You can just say, hey, I'm going to turn left. And that's good. You have told your passenger you're turning left, but you don't even need to do that a lot of times. Put on your left signal or your right. And not only are you telling your passengers, but you're telling the people around you. You're telling the people around you that which way you're going. So if you get tired of people telling you left, right, and put on your turn signal, put that turn signal on early. Use it all the time, even when you're not legally required to, so that your passengers know which way you want to go. I've been with students in a parking lot, and I'll say, go anywhere you want. Park on the left or the right. And what do? Boom, they park left. And I say, oh, shoot, I didn't even have time. I didn't know you were turning left. Because if you put your turn signal on early, your passenger will says, oh, you're turning left. Okay, now your passengers can now check to the left and double check for you and help keep you safer so that they can scan also. You want your passengers to help you out. Doesn't matter whether you're new driver or old driver. Have the passengers help you out. So you put on an early signal, your passenger knows you're turning left or right, and they can start looking and scanning the area for you to help keep you safer, and you're making them feel a lot more confident. The other thing you can do is when you are stopped, try to angle the vehicle, and that's what I call getting it ready to launch, okay? Many times a student has the right signal on, they're turning right, but we cannot see down the road. So I will say, okay, let's inch out. We have to be able to see who's coming. There's a blind spot. You got to go out a little bit. So the student creeps out, but they go 6, 7, 8, 9 feet straight out. And I say, are you turning right? And they say, well, yeah, my right signal's on. I said, yeah, but your tires are not turned to the right. The vehicle is not aimed to the right. Believe it or not, a lot of people, including motorcyclists, they look at the direction where a vehicle is facing, where it's angled, where it's facing, and where the tires are. A lot of times more than a turn signal. Okay, a lot of times people don't use turn signals. So you have to have these other ways of gauging. So one of them is the way your vehicle is angled, plus the tires, where you're angling it. So if you're driving with somebody and you're turning right or left and you're just inching out straight and going straight, your passenger is naturally going to say, hey, are you turning left? Because if you're turning left, why aren't you starting to turn the wheel? Why aren't you starting to angle the car in that direction? Or right? And that's the last thing you want. You do not want anybody saying, are you turning right or left? Are you turning right down the street? Are you coming to a complete stop? Do you see the stop sign? Do you see the light? You do not want your passengers doing this. You want them to have full confidence. So, again, the way your vehicle is angled is a form of communicating, the way the tires are. So you could say, well, of course I'm turning right. I have a right signal on. Yeah, that's evidence that you're turning right. And of course, if your car was angled with the tires turned, that's even more evidence. Now, it may not be proof, but it's definitely evidence, and people will appreciate it. It's very annoying when you drive and you see somebody with a left signal, but their vehicle is facing the right and the tires are to the right. Now, maybe they have some good reason to do that, but again, it's a little annoying because it throws you off. You say, hey, they have a right signal on, but their vehicle's facing left. What the heck's going on? So anyways, those are 3 ways to help make your passengers feel more comfortable. 1, the early braking, to reassure them that, hey, I see the stop sign, I see the light. 1, early signals, and signals all over the place when you back out in parking lots, so your passengers know exactly where you want to go, so they can start looking, and maybe they can even correct you. So if you put on a left signal early, and they might say, oh, no, don't turn left. No, turn it off. Let's turn right. So if you put on the signal early, they might actually correct you and tell you a safer way to go. So that's also another reason to put on the signal early, especially with passengers. And again, it's helpful for everybody on the roadway. And of course, getting it angled and ready to launch. So once you are stopped and you do have a few seconds, to angle it or get it ready to launch, then by all means do it. Your passengers will definitely know that you are turning because the vehicle's going, and people around you. It's good. It's ethical. And you do not want anybody saying, hey, are you turning right? Because you're kind of inching out there in the middle of the road and you're not putting yourself in a very good position for a smooth right turn. So anyways, those are 3 easy things to help all passengers, skills testers, family, friends, other roadway users. I mean, it's just very ethical, very helpful for everybody. Builds good habits too, can make you be safer. A lot of benefits to it. Thank you.